He sat in the corner booth of a small-town diner, his suit worth more than the entire place. To everyone else, he was just another rich man passing through. But when the young waitress walked up and softly said, "You remind me of my dad," everything in him froze. His hand trembled around the coffee cup, and his eyes filled with something the girl couldn't quite name. Because the truth was, her words had just unlocked a part of his past he had tried desperately to forget. Hey everyone, welcome back to Kindness Action, the channel where real stories remind us how powerful compassion can be. If this story touches your heart, and I think it will, make sure to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support helps us spread kindness all over the world. It was a rainy afternoon in Willow Creek, a quiet town most people drive through without noticing. The local diner, Maggie's Place, smelled of coffee and pancakes. The kind of spot where the waitress knows everyone's name, except that day, a stranger had come in. He was tall, gray-haired, wearing a tailored navy suit. The gold watch on his wrist glinted under the fluorescent lights. His name was Charles Weston, a billionaire known for his real estate empire. But here, no one recognized him. He was just a man waiting for a meal, alone. The waitress, Emma, was 24. She worked double shifts to pay for nursing school, her shoes worn and her smile kind. She had no idea who he was, and maybe that's why he felt safe there. "Coffee?" she asked, her voice bright but gentle. He nodded, barely glancing up from his phone. But when she came back and set down the cup, she smiled and said softly, "You remind me of my dad. He used to sit like that, staring into space like he had the whole world on his shoulders." Her words landed like a stone in his chest. His hand froze mid-air. For the first time in years, he really looked at someone. What was your father's name?" he asked quietly. "Michael," she said, a touch of sadness in her smile. "Michael Brooks. He passed away when I was 10. But he was the kindest man I ever knew." Charles's heart started to race. He knew that name. He had known Michael Brooks. In fact, decades ago, Michael had been the foreman of one of his earliest construction sites. A man with calloused hands and a heart big enough for everyone. Charles swallowed hard, memories flooding in. Back then, when Charles was just starting out, he'd made some ruthless business decisions. One of them had forced Michael's small company into bankruptcy. Michael had lost everything, his business, his home, and Charles had justified it as just business. Now, sitting across from Michael's daughter, that justification felt like a blade twisting in his chest. He took a slow breath. "Your father, he worked in construction, didn't he?" Emma nodded. "Yeah, until some company bought out his land and he couldn't recover. But he never blamed anyone. He said sometimes life just isn't fair, and you keep being kind anyway." Charles's throat tightened. He remembered the day Michael had shaken his hand, eyes tired but still kind, even as his company crumbled. He had said those same words then. Emma noticed the change in his face. "Are you okay, sir?" He nodded slowly, forcing a smile. "Yes. I just remembered someone. Someone I wish I could have been kinder to." She smiled the way only someone raised by kindness could. "It's never too late, you know." Those words echoed in his mind for the rest of the meal. When he left, he slipped his business card under the coffee cup, along with a $200 tip. But what he did next would change both their lives. A week later, Emma received a letter in the mail, hand-delivered, with no return address. Inside was a note. "Dear Emma, you don't know me, but your father did. He once showed me what true kindness looks like. I failed to return it then, but I hope I can now. Please accept this small gift, not as charity, but as a thank you for reminding me of the man I should have been." Inside the envelope was a scholarship notice, a full ride for nursing school, paid in full. Emma cried, holding the letter to her chest. She didn't know who CW was, but she promised herself she'd make her father proud and keep paying kindness forward. Months passed. Emma graduated with honors and began working at a hospital in the city. She was known for her gentle bedside manner, always saying, "A little kindness can heal more than medicine." One evening, the hospital admitted an elderly man, heart complications, fading fast. When Emma walked into his room, her breath caught. It was him. Charles Weston. His face was pale, eyes tired but soft when he saw her. "Emma," he whispered, a weak smile forming. She blinked back tears. "Mr. Weston? You're CW, aren't you?" He nodded slowly. I owed your father a kindness I never gave him. You reminded me that it's never too late to do what's right. Emma reached for his hand. You already did, sir. Because of you, I became a nurse. I help people every day. That's the greatest gift anyone could have given me. Tears welled in his eyes. Your father would be proud of you. She smiled through her tears. And he'd forgive you, too. He always said holding on to anger only hurts the person carrying it. For a long moment, they just sat in silence, two people connected by kindness that had crossed decades. Charles closed his eyes, peace washing over him when he passed a few weeks later. His will revealed something extraordinary. He had donated half of his fortune to start the Brooks Foundation, a charity providing scholarships for students in need, especially those in nursing and community care. At the opening ceremony, Emma stood at the podium, tears shining in her eyes. Kindness doesn't erase the past, she said, but it can build a better future. My dad taught me that. And so did Mr. Weston. The crowd stood in applause. Years later, people still talk about how a billionaire and a waitress changed each other's lives. Not through money, not through fame, but through kindness. Because sometimes, the smallest act, a smile, a kind word, a moment of forgiveness, can heal wounds that wealth never could. So, if this story touched your heart, remember this: it's never too late to be kind. You never know whose life you might change or whose life might change yours. Thanks for watching Kindness in Action. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story to keep the spirit of kindness alive. Because one act of compassion can ripple farther than we ever imagine.